The smartest spy from China, he was never there. How one man fooled 3 intelligence agencies. He didn't hack the system. He hacked people, and made him so dangerous. He faked marriage, and she never suspected anything. It was December 15th, 2019. A joint task force between MI6, CIA, and Belgian state security makes a disturbing discovery. For 11 years and 4 months, classified intelligence had been flowing from NATO headquarters directly to Beijing. The source, a man who technically never existed. How did he acquire multiple authentic identities? Why did facial recognition software fail to identify him? What specific technologies were compromised? This is the documented case of agent codename Shadow-7, and the investigation that revealed he may still be operating today. He was a psychological warfare expert, but who was he? Character profile, Shadow-7. Real name, redacted, born, estimated 1978 to 1982. Harbin Province training, People's Liberation Army Unit 61398. Advanced Psychological Operations, languages, Mandarin, English, native level, French, diplomatic, German technical, Dutch conversational specialization, long-term deep cover, operations, psychological manipulation, identity construction. How does China's MSS select candidates for decade-long operations? What psychological traits make someone suitable for complete identity erasure? Why was he never detected by standard counterintelligence protocols? Unlike Hollywood spies, Shadow-7's training focused on one skill above all others, becoming forgettable. Psychological profiles suggest he possessed what experts call adaptive personality disorder, the ability to mirror whoever he needed to become. Expert interviewed Dr. Sarah Chen, former NSA behavioral analyst. The most dangerous operatives aren't the ones who stand out. They're the ones your brain refuses to remember. Shadow-7 had mastered what we call cognitive camouflage. March 2008. Marcus Chen arrives in Brussels on diplomatic visa. June 2008. Enrolled in Université Libre de Bruxelles International. Relations September 2008. First documented contact with Belgian Ministry of Defense personnel. November 2008. Relationship begins with Dr. Sophie Vermeulen, NATO logistics analyst. How did he obtain legitimate university enrollment without detection? What specific psychological techniques did he use to build trust? Why didn't background checks reveal inconsistencies in his identity? Belgian authorities have confirmed that Marcus Chen passed every security screening. His university transcripts were authentic. His psychological profile showed no red flags. Even his dental records matched official Chinese diplomatic personnel files. Actual interview. Dr. Sophie Vermeulen, face obscured, voice altered. He never asked about my work directly, never seemed curious about classified information. He was just, supportive. He'd bring me coffee when I worked late. Listen when I complained about difficult colleagues. That's how he got inside my head. How did he access Dr. Vermeulen's NATO credentials without triggering security alerts? His target was facility. NATO Communication and Information Systems Services Agency. Objective: AEGIS, Ballistic Missile Defense System Specifications Method, psychological manipulation and insider access via Dr. Vermeulen. Duration: 14 months of sustained intelligence gathering. How did he photograph classified documents without leaving digital traces? What specific defense systems were compromised? How much strategic advantage did China gain from this intelligence? Based on security logs. December 3, 2009. Dr. Vermeulen brings Marcus to NATO's annual Christmas reception. Security logs show he spent 47 minutes in restricted areas, ostensibly using bathroom facilities and making phone calls. Expert analysis. General Michael Hayes. Former NATO intelligence. The documents he accessed contained real-time positioning data for our missile defense systems across Eastern Europe. That intelligence could have compromised the safety of millions of people. Shadow 7 never asked for classified information. Instead, he created situations where Dr. Vermeulen felt compelled to share, believing she was helping someone she loved understand her important work. According to the evidence presented, actual security, badge logs showing unusual access patterns, real communication intercepts between Brussels and Beijing heavily encrypted, authentic NATO internal investigation, documents critical question. How did Chinese intelligence coordinate his extraction without triggering counterintelligence alerts? The disappearance timeline. 0N. January 12, 2010, 14:23. Last confirmed sighting, entering Brussels Midi Station, January 12, 2010, 14:31. Station security cameras show him entering Platform 7, January 12, 2010, 14:45. Train departs for Paris Charles de Gaulle, January 12, 2010, 16:12. Facial recognition fails to identify him on any subsequent footage. How did he alter his appearance so completely in 8 minutes? What extraction methods allow someone to vanish from multiple surveillance systems? Was this planned years in advance, or executed under pressure? Investigation details. French authorities confirmed that someone matching his general description boarded Air China Flight 145,609 to Shanghai using diplomatic credentials under a completely different identity. However, Chinese officials maintain no such passenger existed. Interview with Detective Inspector Marie Dubois. Belgian Federal Police. We found his apartment exactly as if he'd stepped out for coffee. Fresh milk in the refrigerator. Unfinished. Crossword puzzle on the table. But forensic analysis revealed something impossible. No fingerprints anywhere. Not even his own. According to technical analysis, advanced prosthetic application techniques used by intelligence agencies, chemical fingerprint removal methods, confirmed by forensic experts. Diplomatic immunity protocols that prevent thorough searches. Chinese embassy's complete denial of any knowledge of Marcus Chen. The impossible question. How do you erase someone who was never officially there? The investigation of 5 intelligence agencies, MI6, United Kingdom, CIA, United States, DGS, France, BND, Germany, Belgian State Security. How many other Marcus Chens are currently operating undetected? What counterintelligence measures have been implemented since this case? Has Shadow 7 been identified in other operations? Findings after 5 years. 47 potential sightings across 12 countries. 0 confirmed identifications. 3 similar cases with identical psychological profiles. 1 communication intercept, suggesting he trained successor Centrifuge, James Morrison, former CIA counterintelligence. Shadow 7 didn't just disappear. He showed us how little we actually know about who's walking among us. That's the real nightmare. Not what he stole, but who else is out there using his methods. Case remains open across all 5 intelligence agencies, but there are unanswered questions that remain. Is Shadow 7 still alive? Last potential sighting? Singapore, 2023. How many others were trained using his methods? Intelligence estimates. 12 to 20 operatives. What operations might he be planning now? Focus areas. Artificial intelligence, quantum computing, space technology. Could this happen again? Expert consensus. It's already happening. Final expert assessment. Dr. Michael Zhang. Georgetown Security Studies. Shadow 7 represents evolution in espionage. He proved that the most sophisticated weapons aren't nuclear or cyber. They're psychological. And that makes everyone vulnerable. 14 years after his disappearance, intelligence agencies still search for Shaban, but perhaps the most disturbing question isn't where he is now. It's whether you've already met his replacement. How do you catch a spy who is trained to be If you have information regarding this case, Contact your local counterintelligence agency. This documentary was produced in cooperation with declassified intelligence sources from 5 nations. Have you encountered anyone whose background seemed too perfect? What psychological red flags should ordinary citizens watch for? How can democratic societies protect themselves without becoming surveillance states?